Let me say something that might make you uncomfortable at first. You don't need a new strategy. You don't need another indicator. You don't need a secret setup, a private signal group, or a course that promises guaranteed profits. What you actually need is a different mindset. And I know that sounds like something you've heard before. Everyone talks about mindset, but very few people explain why it's the real difference between traders who survive and traders who disappear. Because here's the truth most traders avoid. If strategies were the problem, traders would succeed the moment they found a profitable one. But they don't. They find a strategy that works. They test it. They even see proof that it's profitable. And then they sabotage it. They hesitate. They override rules. They revenge trade. They size up emotionally. They abandon the plan after a few losses. Not because the strategy stopped working, but because their mindset couldn't handle uncertainty. And trading is uncertainty. From the moment you click buy or sell, you are stepping into the unknown. No outcome is guaranteed. No setup is perfect. No trade owes you anything. In addition, the majority of traders lack the mental capacity to deal with that reality. They seek reassurance. Comfort is what they desire. They seek certainty. None of that is available on the market. The real issue begins at this point. The majority of traders think that intelligence is rewarded by the market. However, it doesn't. Control over one's emotions is rewarded. It rewards the capacity to remain composed when you make mistakes. To be calm when nothing is happening. Must remain steadfast while your feelings are yelling for you to take action. To be honest, let me ask you a question. How many times have you taken a trade, watched it go slightly against you, and immediately felt tension in your chest? How many times have you closed a trade early, only to watch it move exactly where you expected? How many times have you broken your own rules, and then felt frustrated with yourself afterwards? That's not a strategy problem. That's a mindset problem. The market didn't fail you. You lost control of yourself. And this is the hardest part of trading to accept. Because it's much easier to blame a system than to face your own behavior. Most traders would rather spend months searching for a new strategy than spend 1 week observing their own emotional reactions. However, your intelligence is irrelevant to the market. The number of charts you study is irrelevant. It solely reacts to your actions. Your thinking also influences what you do. Here's something that really transformed my life. The moment I stopped asking, is this a good trade? And started asking, can I execute this trade exactly as planned regardless of outcome? It's a small change. However, it is strong. Because winning deals is not the goal of profitable trading. It's about consistently doing well. Even with a 40% win rate, you can make money. You can continue to increase your account even if you are on a losing streak. But only if your attitude enables you to maintain consistency in the face of discomfort. Most traders don't fail because they lose money. They fail because they can't tolerate how losing feels. Loss feels personal. It feels like rejection. It feels like failure. So the mind tries to protect itself. It hesitates on the next trade. It jumps into low-quality setups. It increases risk to make it back. It abandons the plan completely. This is not weakness. It's human. Your brain evolved to avoid pain, not to sit calmly in uncertainty. But trading demands something unnatural. It demands that you accept losses without emotional reaction. That you follow rules even when fear is present. That you trust probabilities instead of certainty. The majority of individuals never succeed because of this. Not because they're foolish. Not because they lack information. However, they never train their mindset to deal with the mental weight of trading. Let's talk about what this mindset actually looks like. First, profitable traders stop needing to be right. Their trades don't resonate with them. They don't base their sense of value on results. They are not a lousy trader just because they lost a trade. It indicates that they faced unpredictability while following a process. It's a strong disconnect. Because you cease forcing deals as soon as you no longer have to be correct. You give up defending negative viewpoints. You give up debating with the market. You just carry out and watch. Second, they accept boredom. This is one of the most underrated aspects of trading psychology. Most traders overtrade not because they see opportunities, but because they are bored. They feel like they need to be doing something. They feel like sitting out means missing out. But professional traders understand something simple. Most of the time, the best position is no position. Waiting is not weakness. Waiting is discipline. And discipline is more profitable than excitement. Third, profitable traders think in series, not single trades. They don't obsess over one outcome. They care about the next 50 trades, the next 100 trades. They understand that any single trade means nothing on its own. This removes emotional pressure. You stop trading emotionally when you no longer are hoping a single trade would transform your life. This is the mentality change that the majority of traders oppose. You must stop trying to feel confident before taking action. It doesn't start with confidence. The first step is execution. After consistent, disciplined behavior, confidence is developed. Waiting to feel confident is how fear stays in control. Despite discomfort, profitable traders take action. Not carelessly. Not on a whim. But on purpose. Even when they are feeling anything, they obey the rules. That is genuine assurance. Not the lack of fear, but the capacity to deal with it. One more harsh reality. Your biggest enemy in trading is not the market. It's the version of you that wants comfort, certainty, and validation. The part of you that wants to avoid pain at all costs. Trading requires a different identity. One that is calm under pressure. One that is patient without reward. One that is okay being wrong without self-judgment. This identity is built, not discovered. And it starts with awareness. Start noticing your emotional triggers. Notice when you feel the urge to enter a trade early. Notice when you feel frustration after a loss. Notice when you want to break your rules, just this once. That awareness alone weakens emotional control. Because emotions thrive when they are unconscious. When you observe them, they lose power. This is why journaling is so effective. Not just writing down entries and exits, but writing down how you felt. What were you thinking before the trade? What were you feeling during drawdown? What did you tell yourself after the outcome? Over time, patterns emerge. And patterns can be changed. Now let me be clear about something. This mindset does not make trading easy. It makes it possible. You will still lose. You will still feel emotions. You will still have bad days. But you will stop self-destructing. You will stop compounding mistakes with emotional reactions. And that's where profitability begins. Most traders don't blow accounts because of one bad trade. They blow accounts because of what they do after a bad trade. Revenge trading. Oversizing. Ignoring rules. All emotional decisions. When you fix the mindset, the strategy finally gets a chance to work. Because discipline only matters after things go wrong. Anyone can follow rules when they're winning. The real test is what you do when you're frustrated, disappointed, or slightly angry. That's where most traders fail. Not on the chart, but in their reaction. A strong mindset doesn't stop losses. It stops emotional decisions after losses. And that's the difference between traders who survive and traders who disappear. You don't need another strategy. You need emotional control, patience, and the discipline to protect yourself from yourself.